Hi, it's Chad with Heirloom Farm and Forge, and today I'm going to show you how I built this pole barn for under 500 bucks. If you haven't seen the first part where we lay it out, set the poles, then check that out. So I got the poles from where a local electric co-op changed out their poles. I got the lumber from my father-in-law's barn where he'd been saving it for years and years. I got the tin from where they were building an apartment complex, and these are leftover pieces and cover sheets and misdrilled pieces. I did have to buy some of the 2x4s for nailers and the trim for the outside of the barn, but that's really all I bought. Well, I guess I had to pay a couple of guys to help me for one day. So let's get to building. Now we're going to cut all these rafters to match the other one that we already cut. Now I'm going to measure and mark all of them at 15 foot 10. Measured off of the long side over there, so it's going to be the short side over here. We're going to use our handy dandy speed square, and we have to put it on this side, put it on 9, and slide it this way. 9. And when I say we're on 9, what I'm talking about is right there. See the 10? And then one before that. That's 9. That makes this the right angle. Okay, so now we're going to lay out our rafters. We're going 2 foot on center. So there's 2 foot. I'm going to come back 3/4. And forward 3/4. That's where our rafter is going to set. Do the same thing at 4 foot, 6 foot, and 8 foot. Now we're going to do the same thing with the front side. Put some rafters up. We're going to flush them on the back end. They're going to hang over 10 inches on the front end, and then we're going to toenail them in, hold them in place for now until we get all the hardware and nailers on them. Long enough, I'm going to have to take the chainsaw and cut these posts off. First thing we're going to do is measure and cut and put the fascia on the rafters. So you get when you're using old material. You can see that soffit board is bowed down like 2.5 inches. We're just going to cut that last 2 foot off so that we break on Rafter and carry on with the next one. What we need is a lever. I've heard it said that with a big enough lever, you can move the world. Now we're going to put up our nailers on the top for the tin, and I've measured out we're going to put them every 2 foot all the way up. And we're going to stagger our joints with different size boards. You gotta test that side.
You gotta what?
Flush.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Ooh, it's perfect. I'm scared. Oh,
Just flush.
yeah, I'll split that. Oh no, I'm scared.
You need to be scared, though.
I'm scared. It went like so deep in the thing. This is a bad idea.
Why?
You're gonna fall and die. At least we'll get your dramatic fall on camera.
It's all for the ratings.
Anything.
I wonder if anyone would like it if I fell and died.
Is
Is that something you like? Or
I should probably subscribe to that idea.
too old for this nonsense?
Yeah, extremely.
It was going to be pretty miserable putting this tin on by myself, so I enlisted some help for that part. Do this end with the angle. I was gonna go ahead and screw pieces on across there and leave them long and then come back and scribe them from the top with a pencil, but I think I'm just gonna lay them out on the ground and chalk a line from one end to the other. And I put blue painter's tape on the bottom of my skill saw to help keep from scratching the metal up. Although I figured out something after I cut all that other tin, that I should really cut it from the back side. Then I don't have to deal with jumping over those ribs. Duh, should have known that. Boy, that works so much better. Can't believe I didn't think of that earlier. Oh well, live and learn, right? top line by yourself. Well, it wasn't pretty, but I got a line across there. All right, let's see how that works out. Okay, here's something that's pretty important. So these screws, they have this rubber washer on them. And you want to make sure when you tighten this down, you just snug it to where the washer just barely starts to squish. If you suck it way down, it'll blow that washer out of it and it'll leak. Let's see if we can get a good shot of how to do that. See, barely squish the washer. Now, got a whole lot of screwing to do. Not the good kind. So I got a little bit of overhang on this one side, which I left on purpose instead of cutting it. So what I'm going to do is cut it up there at the rafter and wrap this around, bend it around to cover the ends of these nailer boards. We don't have to put a piece of trim on there or anything, and that'll help keep them from rotting in the weather. To figure out how to bend that around there. I figured it would bend right around there and I could drive screws in it and hold it just fine, but a little bit harder to bend than I thought it was. So I decided what I was going to do was take these big old 4-inch long screws. I kind of did pre-bend it around here as much as I could, but I'm going to take these big 4-inch long screws. Into the post like that. There. Not bad. Not beautiful. It's not bad. One of the biggest concerns with open-sided barns like this is the roof. Get a big gust of wind under here. Pretty easy to blow this roof off, especially when these are only toe-nailed into the beam here. So I got these little brackets here called hurricane brackets, and that's what's going to tie the rafters to the beam here and not let it get lifted up. So I did splurge and bought some trim for this barn. I could have just hung the tin over the edges and it would have been okay, but this will make it look a lot nicer and help it be more waterproof. I'm up on the roof. It's a little sketchy. It rained almost 2 inches the other night, and so it's all muddy, and I'm walking around on the roof with muddy boots. So what could go wrong? Put some fascia on. So it's important when you're nailing this fascia metal, or really any sheet metal trim, that you don't hit it real hard and you don't suck the nails in, because that will ripple your metal. These boards are a little bit bowed and the trim is not. So you don't, first off, you don't want to push that trim all the way up on a bowed board, because then it'll ripple. And second, if I was nailing from the bottom, I wouldn't want to nail that in tight, because there again, it'll ripple it. So also, after hitting my fingers about 10 times with these little, trying to nail these little tiny trim nails, use pliers. Use pliers and hold the nail, and then hit it with a hammer. No sense hitting your fingers. Put the drip edge on the top. All right, well, here's my pole barn I built for under 500 bucks. And I know a lot of you don't have ties to construction or father-in-law that hoards lumber, but most construction sites will let you haul off the scrap. Now, if you see a big long 2x6 laying there, don't just go take it without asking. Yes, it's multicolored, but black and gray go together pretty good. Got a racing stripe down the back. What? I ran out of gray and black, so I had to use green and white. That's okay. It's free material. Be sure and like and subscribe if you like this sort of stuff. It helps me keep doing this sort of stuff. Thanks for watching.